What is going on, guys? Today is all in, I think 133. Let's go over what I was seeing, what happened, what I did, right? So, into market open, we were bullish on the hourly. 4 hours yet to close bullish, and I believe it closed bullish. Yeah, barely closed bullish, but this hourly candle was still forming right here until 10 o'clock, and then this one just closed. Not too recently, but 4 hours yet to be bullish, and this was the candle that was forming until 10 o'clock. So this one was still forming by the time I got off. We were tapping into this 4-hour unmitigated 4-hour gap, and we didn't have any draws to the upside that were all taken out. All these draws in liquidity were taken out by this candle pre-market. I think it was an NFP, took it out. So this was the only draw, and it was real high resistance. So I didn't want to take longs, but I did. And if I wanted to take longs, I needed to see some type of sweep down here. And we had this hourly low that I was targeting. I was targeting London. That was my best bet. But this hourly low that was on in Q, but not on ES. As you can see, it didn't form an hourly low, but still the same place, still the same low, I guess. So I had that marked out. And all I really wanted to see was a reversal model. We were getting that right off the jump. Something in my mouth. So market open, we were already dumping down. NQ didn't quite break structure yet, but ES did. ES had inversed this gap right here, and that was giving me confirmation that price is more than likely going to move lower. It also broke structure right here as well. So once I was seeing that, and also ES had inversed the 15-minute fair value gap as well. So even more confirmation. Everything was pointing to the downside. I feel like it was so-so. Like, this trade wasn't the absolute, like, holy shit setup, but nonetheless, it was still a good setup, right? I set my conditions. I knew what I wanted to see. Everything played out accordingly. So then again, wanted a reversal model. NQ looked like it was going to dump. This was really off of intuition, which index I was going to take a trade on, which it didn't matter in the end, but I wanted to take one that had the actual low. So we targeted the hourly low right here, and London low, of course, down here. And we saw respect of this 15-minute and tapping into equilibrium on the 15-minute as well as ES right here did the same. So once I saw both, respecting the 15-minute, respecting 15-minute equilibrium, boom, this is exactly what we needed to see. Even better that we had 2 retracement confluences instead of 1. But yeah, great on the lower time frame. And so all I was waiting for here was an entry confirmation on the 1 minute here. So NASDAQ had inversed the 1 minute gap right here. ES had yet to inverse that gap. As you can see right here, this was the 1 minute. NASDAQ inversed it, I think, on 946 candle. Yeah, the 946 candle inversed it, and we were waiting for ES to do the same. Not until 948 it did so. So once it did, I entered. 948 closed. This formed, I think I entered like literally right here. Yeah. Literally when this closed and wherever this is, it's pretty much at this price point. Entered, had stops above this candle wick, and yeah, rest is history. We saw price dump right off rip, and this was my break even. So I went break even here, bought one back in, and so we were running just one contract and letting it run. And then we ended up getting stopped out, break even, as you can see. So like I was saying, 4-hour was yet to close bearish. We were rejecting heavily off this unmitigated 4-hour. We also had no draws to liquidity to the upside, and if we did want to move up, we were going to move up off of a low because there were no higher time frame PD arrays that were hit to fill orders. So that was targeting that. Draw and liquidity, higher time frame, lower time frame setup. All three things were here. I had conditions where things needed to be met for me to take a trade in either direction. So I really could have taken a trade in either direction today. If I wanted longs, like I said, I would have needed to see a higher time frame PD array get hit. If we didn't see that during market open, pre-market, I was going to take shorts to it, and that's exactly what I did. But even then, you know, the draws and liquidity at the time were just not there. And it was definitely, I'm not going to say it was the worst day, but it wasn't the best, you know. I've definitely seen better. I came to market open, I'm like, this is all we got down here, and this is what we got up here, pretty much. But I'd say it was good execution, good risk management, and, you know, good way to take profits when need be. And thank God I had a break even. You know what? And I could sit here and say, oh, I should have took profit there. No, I didn't think that was a strong point because we didn't have that low on ES. I guess it was strong enough for price to push back up, but that's why we went break even there. So that being said, following your rules, man, goes a long way. Because these last 2 days, Wednesday or Thursday, Wednesday, just not good, man. Just not good. Mentally checked out and wasn't present, you know. I didn't, you know, one day I didn't set my conditions. The other, I was just a stupid fucking trade, you know. And I took that trade thinking I'm gonna miss out. FOMO. Clear as day. Told myself today I'm not gonna make that cycle again. I'm not gonna fall into that shit again. And during the trade, during, you know, my trading hours, I was thinking over and over in my head again was, if I miss this trade, it's better than forcing a losing one. Because, you know, I've heard this and it made sense. It really resonated with me. Missing a trade costs nothing, but forcing a bad one does. If I miss that trade, if I miss the trade today, so what? You might feel like shit, but you won't feel as bad as forcing a bad one. I'll tell you that for sure. Because after yesterday, I was so mad at myself, so distraught, but I got over it. And I thought to myself, tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's a new day. And those mistakes that I made yesterday don't have to be brought into today. And I did exactly that. I didn't bring in the pain that I was feeling, the wanting of getting it back and making it back. I just simply traded like a new person, you know, like I was refreshed. And that's how you should be trading every day. You consider what you did yesterday, right? but don't make it your whole idea of the next day. Because, some people say, don't bring in what had happened yesterday, which is true. But I don't believe entirely that you should disregard everything. I don't think that's what they meant, but I know I definitely interpreted it that way. It got a little confusing for me, but just to clarify, yes, understand what you did the day previous, whether it was a mistake, a loss, win, whatever. Understand what you did. If you followed your rules, repeat that. If you did something wrong, if you made a mistake, make sure you don't repeat that. Simple as that. And it's easier to put in words than actions. But over time, I've definitely realized, how far I've come and how much I've changed and evolved as a person, a trader. Because I'll tell you this, I know when I first started, I would have revenge traded yesterday. If that happened to me a year ago, revenge trade. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. Thank God I don't have that problem. That might actually be the worst problem that the feeling is just so terrible that I wouldn't want to do it again. But the problem I definitely have, that I definitely struggle with, is FOMO, fear of missing out. And slowly but surely, I'm overcoming it, becoming a new person, a new trader, and evolving and changing and learning. So, thank God I did not bring those mistakes from yesterday in today's trading session until even more. Another cause to that was the day previous to why I wanted to, enter that trade, and I wanted to make it back. And I had the fear of missing out that I wasn't going to make it back. So, it's a combination of things, but at the center and the core of it, it was FOMO. But just remember, it costs nothing to miss that trade. And, it might suck, but these things happen all the time. You will catch another one, you will see another trade, you will live another day. And as much as you want it right now, that is not going to get you very far. You aren't going to make it very far in this. And if you can't hold yourself from missing a trade one day out of the week, if you miss that trade, so be it. So be it. You got tomorrow. If anything, it didn't cost you nothing. Now, if you sat there and you missed that trade and you chased it, FOMO'd into it, cost you something. Cost you your pride, cost you your confidence, everything that you've been working for mentally, the capital that you have. It costs so much more to force that trade, to FOMO into it, to chase that trend, rather than absolutely doing nothing. Just remember, you are still making progress if you are doing nothing. And me saying this is hopefully instilling it in my mind that it is okay to miss a trade. We all do it. We will continue to do it. And I just got to keep reminding myself when I'm trading, when I'm on the chart, that if I miss this trade, there's always tomorrow, there's always the week after. Price action could have been better, So my setup didn't present. It ain't for me. So yeah, forcing that trade yesterday was definitely a low. Knew it as soon as I entered. I was like, why the fuck? Why the fuck would I do that? So stupid. But you know what? Today proved that I still am that. I still am a trader that is capable, that is growing and evolving and moving forward. I'm not stepping back. I'm not on that hamster wheel anymore of just constant mistakes, the same mistakes over and over again. I'm aware and I'm conscious and I'm awake. That being said, all glory to God. You just got to remember, follow your rules. That is your job, is to follow your rules and execute. It is his job to provide, whether you are ready or not. He will show you. He will do so. That being said, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Actually, I won't see you tomorrow. Monday.